That voice in your head telling you that you're capable of something great is not arrogance. In fact, it's amongst the truest signals your brain will produce, and it's also one of the ones that will work hardest to suppress. Let me explain what I'm talking about here. I'd spent 23 years building a successful medical practice, but I had this feeling that I couldn't shake. There was that something I was capable of, something great, and something bigger was in store for me. But I didn't know how to grapple with it, and I didn't even know why. In fact, I only told one person about it, and it was my personal coach at the time, because it seemed preposterous. I couldn't put it into words what I even meant by it. And it seemed almost ungrateful or arrogant to say such things when I had already done so well for myself. I built a practice from one person to 3 physicians and 20 staff members. Why did I think I was capable of something bigger than this? But here's something that I learned in this process, and that is that voice is actually speaking the truth. And what I actually discovered was the systems behind it that were telling me that it couldn't possibly be true, and why I shot it down so quickly, and some of the neuroscience behind why what it was saying was actually true. There are 2 principles here that keep us afraid and stuck. The first is loss aversion, and oversimplified a little bit. Basically, humans value keeping things much more than they do gaining things. So a loss is 2 times as much as painful as a gain, basically. It's a kind of that goes back to that bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush sort of thing. And then the other principle is status, which in evolutionary days, pecking order was critically important, and if you lost status, it could be life-threatening. And your brain, there's a mismatch now. You're in a modern world, but you can't tell the difference between status and actual death, and at least your brain operates on that principle. So what this means is that we're too afraid to take chances. Our brain tells us it's not safe, we should stay where we are and not do something crazy. We should keep it as current status so we don't lose anything, and so where the loss aversion kicks in. We don't want to lose where we're at, even if it means gaining something much bigger. The risk just isn't worth it. Because again, thinking back to the caveman days, if you lost status, you could lose food, you could lose your life, which obviously is the hugest thing to play for, but that's no longer true. So it's that kind of combination of loss aversion and status that keeps us stuck. But the problem is that these ancient genes that are designed to keep us safe also keep us from thriving. They keep us stuck. And the world is no longer unsafe. And if we lose status, we're not going to die. We might bruise our ego a little bit, but it's not really going to do any true harm to us. So these ancient systems tell us that it's unsafe to take chances and chase our big dreams and the things that our brain is whispering to us that we're capable of. A much louder voice, that's a voice, I guess, if you will, of the caveman operating system, tells us not to do it because it's unsafe and we might lose status. And so here's the key takeaway I want you to have from this is once you see this, you can learn to dance better with it. These systems don't necessarily go away, but you can't change what you can't see. And so these things are silently operating in the background, holding you back, keeping you stuck. And you have these ideas and these feelings that you could do something great in this world, but those caveman voices quickly kick in and tell you that you're crazy, don't do it, bad stuff will happen. Now you can see them happening in real time. You can understand why that voice is piping up in your head, and now you have a choice. You don't have to listen to it. You move from a powerless passenger to the driver, and you can make a choice and say, oh, that's just these ancient systems kicking in and telling me to play it safe, but it's actually not really true, and I'm not really risking my life. So feel free to go for it. Chase your dreams, chase that greatness that you think is capable it's something that's inside of you and you're capable of. It's something that I've had to overcome in stepping into this stuff that I'm doing now, from sharing my thoughts and my learnings from what I've chased through life. And it's funny because all these things are showing up as I'm doing these things, and my voice is telling me, you're crazy, stay in your lane. You're a successful physician. Who do you think you are? Stay put. So that's the takeaway message. Like I said, move from being the powerless passenger, seeing what's really going on, and make the powerful choice and believe in yourself and chase your greatness because you have it in you. You know it, you can feel it, and all you have to do is see what's holding you back and choose to move forward instead, in spite of it. So if this resonates with you or changed the way you see things, hit subscribe. My name is Matt Campbell, and I share these sorts of videos on a regular basis about the silent systems keeping us stuck and holding us back.